Hey guys, it's Charity from ALoopandAHook, and today I wanted to film a Q&A. So about a week ago, I asked you all if you guys had any questions for me about birth, postpartum, anything like that, any questions you guys had for me. And I did get quite a few responses, so I'm just going to go through and answer a good chunk of them. Some of them are going to be dedicated in another video because some of you had some really great video ideas for me to do and talk about, so I'm going to be talking about those in a later video. So if your question doesn't get answered, it's probably coming up in another video. So just as reference, me and my husband got married about, let's see, it's almost a year and a half ago, about 16 months ago. And just 3 months ago, we had our first baby, a little baby girl. So we're just in a very busy, exciting time of life, and I'm going to answer your questions about it. So first question, someone just generically asked, how am I feeling? And feeling pretty good for being postpartum. I know, some days are better than others. It's just like a wave, you kind of just ride it. Could be a whole lot worse. There's definitely, days that are worse than others, but, you just roll with it. It has not been bad. I'm feeling pretty good considering I had a baby 15 and a half weeks ago. So it's always a good thing and something I am very thankful for. So someone asked, how's Caitlin been as a baby? And she has been an extremely easy baby. She's very, for the most part, she's very calm, she's very content, she's very chill. She sleeps pretty well. Sometimes, some nights are worse than others, and she's currently going through her fourth leap, so that's made the sleeping a little bit harder. But she's been really good. She does enjoy riding in the car, which is something I'm thankful for because I'm used to, with coming from mom and dad's family, having kids who do not like the car. So that's something I'm really thankful for. It's made me be able to do a lot more things than I would have been able to do if she just screamed all the time in the car. So the same person asked, does my family ever watch Caitlin for me? And we really haven't gone that many places where I've needed Caitlin to be watched. Most of the time she's always with me, but there's occasional times where, I have to quick run and do something and it's easier to not have a baby if they're around. I'll just ask them. If they can't, it's no big deal. But if they can, they do. So all of my sisters really love Caitlin a lot, so that makes it really easy. They love to hold her and everything like that, so that makes it a whole lot easier for me to be able to leave her if I need to, because there's plenty of hands to hold her and keep her happy. Plus, with her being a happy baby, it makes it easier for other people to watch her. And the final question this lady had was, how is postpartum and sleeping, and am I getting more sleep? So I answered this question in my postpartum update, so I'm going to link that video down below if you want to see it. But postpartum sleeping hasn't been too bad. Some days are better than others, but has not been too bad. I get pretty good amount of sleep, not what I'm used to, but thankfully with working in EMS before getting married and having Caitlin, kind of used to some sleepless nights, so it's all been good. Been adjusting pretty well to not having as much sleep as I had before. So someone asked if I have a tight schedule, am I flexible, am I flexible with myself and housework and things like that. And I used to have a much more flexible schedule when Caitlin was younger, but now she starts getting grumpy when she's tired. So that's normally like she's up for like 50 minutes, an hour or so, sometimes an hour and a half. But I just can't really go too many places because when she starts exhibiting cues that she's tired, I want to put her to bed so that she sleeps well when she needs it and doesn't get overtired. So it's kind of flexibly tight, if that makes any sense, because she doesn't have set nap times yet, but I also know that when she starts getting tired, she does need to go to bed. So I would say the flexibly tight is the best way to put it, even though those are two completely contradictory terms stuck together. And then with housework, I try my best. I try not to be too upset when things don't get done, but I do like making sure my house is most of the way in order, so that if people do stop by, if my family stops by, people from church stop by, you know, they could come in and I wouldn't be horribly embarrassed. Now, there are some things that, you know, haven't been done nearly as frequently as they should be, just because I haven't had as much time to do it. I've also been putting more time into my photography and YouTube, so just finding the work and life balance between everything. It's been a little difficult, but I think we're doing pretty good. Not quite there yet, but housework hasn't fallen too far behind, which is something I'm really thankful for. And I really just try to work on a little bit every day, and it is getting done slowly but surely. So someone asked how I'm adjusting to motherhood, and I would say the adjustment has been extremely easy, because I've been around the kids, mom's kids, so frequently, and because she had so many kids, even when I was still in the house and older, she was still having younger kids. So that's made life a whole lot easier with me adjusting to motherhood. You know, it's still been an adjustment because Caitlin's completely dependent on me for everything, but it has not been bad. It's been a good adjustment. Nothing that's been really awful to adjust to. Somebody asked if we plan on moving, and eventually we plan on moving, just not going to happen right now. But we're hoping to sometime in the near future to move somewhere else, but we're not exactly sure what that looks like. When the right house or apartment or anything like that shows up, then, you know, we'll kind of just know when we see things like that. So there's nothing set in stone, but if we see something, then we might move. Yeah, it just, we're kind of in the stage of we'll see when we get there what happens. Somebody asked us if we want a lot of children, and we do want quite a few children. We're not exactly sure how many we want yet, and it's kind of, we'll just see. But we do want more children than just one, hopefully. So the next question is, do we have a household budget and a meal plan, and what's our favorite grocery store to shop at? So for a budget, I just started this month budgeting, and it has been extremely helpful so far for both Colin and I to really see places where, you know, we're just spending money that we don't need to be spending money. That's been something that's been really, really helpful, something that we both needed. It's also helped with, you know, if there's certain areas in the budget that where we don't have the money, you know, not spending money. So that has been really helpful. We don't have a consistent meal plan. I'll try some weeks. Does not always work out. But the weeks that I do, I definitely can tell that most of the days run a lot smoother because I know what I'm cooking, or it's already prepared, and it's not as much of what am I going to make for dinner, you know, what food am I going to have. So it's definitely something that I'm going to try to do more of, but I'm not going to stress out too much about doing it. But if it gets done, it's always helpful when it gets done. And I think it's going to be something I'm going to start focusing on a little bit more in the next few weeks. And then for our favorite grocery store, I would have to say my favorite is either Hannaford or Aldi's, depending on the week and what's on sale. But those two places seem to have some of the best prices on groceries if you play everything right. So I know Hannaford normally sends me like once a month, once every 2 months, like a 10 10 off 60 coupon. So when I get that coupon, I normally stock up on my cheeses and things like that. Pastas, all those things that are cheaper at Hannaford, and then at Aldi's is normally all the fresh produce, things like that. I'm planning on making a video soon, sometime in the near future, about what I buy from Aldi normally, so be sure to stay tuned for that one so you can see everything that I buy from Aldi. So the next person asked, what kind of work does Colin do? So Colin works for a small local landscaping company. It's just him and the boss who work, and sometimes one other person. And when the boss is on vacation, which happens pretty frequently, my brother will work with Colin to help get things done. So it's been a really good job. It's been super accommodating, especially with having a baby and everything like that. So Colin's heading into the busy season, with it being May, going into summer. So that's been something that we've been very thankful for. It's a job that Colin likes. He's done a lot of landscaping before, and it's just something he really enjoys doing. He comes home at the end of the day happy, which is something I'm thankful for. And it all just works out really well. So the next question is, am I going to be a stay-at-home mom? And that is the plan as of right now, is for me to stay home with Caitlin and raise her. I also, for work and for some money on the side, I do photography, but that's not really a full-time job. That's just on the side. I've been trying to put more time into it, but it's, you know, it takes time to build a business. And then I've been doing more with YouTube, but that's really, you know, everything I've been doing. But everything else, I'm going to be staying home, focusing on keeping a house, you know, learning more homemaking skills, and then taking care of and raising Caitlin. So I'm really happy with the way everything is right now. It has been really, really nice just being able to relax at home, you know, just take care of home and all that. It's been super nice. So I don't think I'm going to change that. I personally do not miss going to work. I did that for 5-ish years. I don't miss it, and I'm happy where I am now. So, you know, it all works out. And yeah, so plan right now is for me to be a stay-at-home mom. So someone asked me if I miss living at home, and you know, I don't know a good way to answer that question, because in a way I miss it, but in other ways I don't. I like having my own house. I like being able to, you know, take care of my own house. It's my house, you know, it's my things. It's mine and Colin's things in here. In that way I kind of like it, not necessarily having to share, but I also miss like being around everybody all the time. I definitely think when I started getting into having my own jobs and being out of the house more, I started, you know, I would say taking for granted what I had at home. And for me personally, being in the workplace, I was, you know, being told day in and day out that, you know, you shouldn't like being home. And now it's something that I really enjoy, you know. I honestly wish I had taken more time to be home and be present while I was still living at home. But, you know, that's something that's in the past. I can't go back and change it now. But yes, I do miss being at home, but I'm also down at Mom and Dad's house a lot because they live right down the street from us. So that's also been really nice. I honestly do not know how I could have made it through postpartum pregnancy, you know, being newly married without having them right down the street. And I think that I could definitely say, I think we both could say that our relationship is better now that I moved out of the house and I have my own family than when I was living in the house. So that has been really good. But it's kind of like I almost didn't move out because I'm so close to home and I'm down there so frequently. It's like I'm home anyway. So the last question I actually got on a different video that I recently uploaded, and I just thought I would answer it here because I'm sure it's a question that a lot of you have, but I just wanted to go ahead and answer it. So this lady asked, at what point do you decide that you have enough things? Pretty much until we move into a new place. I've really filled up my apartment. She goes on to say that she understands finding good deals, but there's always good deals. So there's a double-edged sword to this question. And I can say that I have definitely gotten to the point more where I am not taking in as many things. I know I publish my thrift haul videos and you see a lot of the things I'm getting in. But on the flip side of that, I have not been showing a lot of me going through pretty much everything that I own, that Colin and I both own, going through it, organizing, decluttering. I haven't shown much of that. Part of it because there's a sense of embarrassment about, that my house isn't perfect. But on the other hand, I probably should show more of that. Because that's really the way life is right now. So in the past, I would say couple of weeks since Caitlin's been born, I've gone through a lot of things. I've gotten rid of probably 20 or more bags of clothing, of, miscellaneous housewares, things that I am not using and that I don't want to store and hold on to. And something that's very telling for me especially, and even Colin, is the fact that I'll go out to thrift stores and I'll come back with almost nothing, or I'll just not want to go to thrift stores or garage sales at all. For multiple reasons, not spending money, but also I have enough as is. Yes, I bring some things in, but when I bring some things in, some things are going out. It's also been difficult for me because I don't want to get rid of everything that I have because it's really helpful and useful things. And when we move into either a new apartment or a new house, they're things that I will use and will need and would have to buy. And with our financial situation right now, I can't justify getting rid of everything that doesn't fit in the apartment right now just to have to go out and rebuy it later. For me, in my mind, that just does not make sense to me. So it's really a catch-22 for me. I'm planning on showing more of me going through and decluttering some of the things that I'm getting rid of, but it has been a process. I have been taking in less, even though I know with thrift hauls you see all the things I'm getting in. So it has been, I am getting to the point where I don't want to go out to thrift stores. Before, I was going out to like every single thrift store in my area at least once a week, if not twice a week. Now I'll go maybe every other week, if that. It's been a little bit more frequently lately since my brother bought a house. I've been helping him find things for his house to get that fully furnished. But it has been something that I've been working on, and honestly, I'm much happier being at home most of the time, not going out, not spending money, all of those things that, benefit from not getting more and accumulating more. So I'm happy. I am pretty happy. I wouldn't say I'm completely, fully happy with everything, the way everything is situated right now in the house, but I am definitely happy with how, most everything is. And most of the time when I am bringing in new things, it's replacing something else. So it's been nice to finally have a house where it's mostly organized and clean, and I can pick it up in less than a half hour, pick it up and vacuum and clean it in less than a half hour. That's been something that's been really nice, and definitely And getting to that point has definitely encouraged me to keep on going, because it is nice now that, you know, if somebody calls and says, hey, I'm coming, I want to come over, can I come over, I'll be over in an hour, I can say yeah, because I can get my house cleaned in that time. So it's all been good. I have been working on that. It's a balance, it's still a struggle, but it's definitely something that I will probably try to show more of on this channel, just so you guys get like more of a full picture of, you know, what's coming in and what's going out, just so it's realistic and real to life, so you don't get so there's not a misperception to the way that we are living. So thank you all for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. Hope this answers some of your questions. Like I said, if you ask a question and it didn't get answered, it's probably coming up in a later video, because some of them, the questions would make really good videos. So I'm going to just include those in videos, and we'll see you for next video. Bye.